Good afternoon to respected organizers, speakers, and participants of international webinar on mythical hybrid beings in sculptural art of Asian region. The canvas is very wide, Asian, entire Asia. I would like to thank profusely to Preeta Nair ma'am for giving me such a nice opportunity and my colleague Dr. Dr. Shyamsunder Rao to make a very brief presentation on mythical and hybrid beings in early Buddhist art of southern Deccan. Let me confess to use that entire what you call the word southern Deccan. I have selected a very few sites, only 3 sites only, because there are many sites, but with 1 or 2 similar examples of small hybrid or mythical animals in 1 or 2 panels in other sites. So, taking the time that the organizers have given me, I have confined only to 3 sites. One is Amaravati Dhanyakataka in Andhra Pradesh, then Kanaganahalli, a very famous Buddhist site in Karnataka. One more site is Phanigiri, a well documented and publicized Buddhist site in Telangana region. So I am confining only to these things for which I really confine myself to these 3 things only. And I take this opportunity to mention here that I am making a very brief presentation limiting to select Buddhist sites, namely Amaravati in Andhra Pradesh, Kanaganahalli in Karnataka, and Phanigiri in Telangana. Yes, sir, while expressing my sincerest thanks to what we call the previous scholars who have worked on this, there are many good number of scholars right from Kumaraswamy, and many people have done on mythical and hybrid forms. It is exactly not new, and even still today, great artists and art historians like Parul Pandyadhar and many other people have been doing on this particular topic. And here, what I would like to do is, though it is a very small and brief presentation, permit me to just give very brief account on what is that I am going to make presentation through the slides. In the sense, mythical creatures categorized under 3 heads, namely aerials, terrestrials, and aquatic beings, depending on their locomotion and habitat from the subject matter of the present topic. Here, what I would like to do is the indigenous traits, and there are certain foreign elements reflected in animals are also to be touched upon. To achieve this end, the sculptures of Amaravati, then again Sannati or Gankanhalli, and certain Nagarjunakonda and Ajanta are also taken into consideration. Coming to what we call, I would like to give 1 or 2 minutes brief only. Coming to the aerial or atmospheric, or in Sanskrit it is called as Vyomacharin. Under this category, they following fall under this category, that is winged lions, winged and horned lion, griffins, winged deer or stag or antelope, winged horse, winged elephant, kinnaras and kinnaries, then winged bull with elephant face, winged otter, winged goat, lion-faced cock, male and female with lion body and wings, eagle with 5-hooded naga, and female with the body of a bird and with wings. On the other hand, the mythical animals, which was also called as Iham Mruga, are represented in the early reliefs of these 3 sites are varied and include mostly more or less the same what I have been said, and the same animals. And terrestrial mythical animals includes human-faced lion, horned lion, beaked lion, elephant-faced bull and antlers, then half man and half horse, elephant-faced man, goat-faced man, bear-faced man, then beaked otter, half maiden and half snake, mermaid, what we call half man and half snake, merman. Then these are the mythical elements that have been found from the sites that I have mentioned earlier. And again, Coming to the last category of aquatic mythical animals, which are known as jalacherins. This is subject is not exactly new, but what happens is it is just like a refresher thing for the participants. Don't misunderstand me that I am for the first time presenting. It is only a refresher one that I am bringing to your kind notice. The aquatic mythical animals represented in the plastic art of Amaravati, Kananganhalli, and our Fanigiri include Triton, then hippocamp, that is again called Makara with crocodile 4/4 and fish tail behind, Makara with elephant 4/4 and again fish tail behind, horse with fish tail, winged dragon, stag with fish tail, marine bull, goat and human face and fish tail, goat with fish tail and lion spa, wolf with fish tail, cat and fish tail, beaked horse with fish tail, buffalo with fish tail, lion with fish tail, beaked with lion with fish tail, winged lion with fish tail, so monkey with fish tail. These are some of the things that I already have in my these things. Now I would like to make my presentation kindly. Just I want actually to share the presentation here. Only one moment, kindly give me a time, sir, so that I will transfer onto this thing, please. One moment, sir, please. Yes.
Okay, sir.
The mythical animals, mostly we see in the Amaravati School of Art is this Nagamutsulinda. We all know that when Siddhartha was in deep contempting deep meditation, and he is nearing to attain the Samma Sambuddhahood, what happened was the Chakra or other way, Indra caused a very heavy downpour on him to distort his concentration. Then a Naga by name Mutsulinda covers his entire body with five hoods and helps him to attain Buddhahood. So, for entire Buddhist, whether it is in Madura School of Art or Gandhara School of Art, in Amaravati School of Art, even after that also, Naga Mutsulinda became a very respectable symbol for the Buddhists. This is very many number of times it is found not only on what we call the drum panels or the dome panels or individual pillars or crossbars or Vushnish or whatever it may be. In almost all the Buddhist what we call members, constructional members, they have used this Buddhist thing. And sometimes what happened was the entire stupa is decorated with Naga of the five-hooded Nagas. On either side, we see Nagaraja and Nagarani. These are also not quite common to see in what we call on the earth. This is actually the imagination of the sculptor given by what we call some of the clients to exaggerate an event or these things. Physically, we cannot see a snake not more than one hood. So this what happens is this also comes under what we call hybrid and this mythical animal. Next. Now again at the same time, Buddhapada,
on it.
We all know that Buddhapada again in both Theravada and Mahayana, Buddhapada, including Vajrayana, Buddhapada is one of the important aspect of veneration or worshipping. Buddhapada Vandan is a must thing whenever the Buddhist monks or the laity visit an arama, they first do Buddhapada Vandan. And in Buddhapada, it is also most of the Amaravati, in Amaravati, we also have the Buddhapadas. The one which now we are looking at is from British Museum, London. And I thank British authorities of the British Museum, London, and particularly Robert Knox, who has produced this in his book on Amaravati sculpture in Madras, in British Museum, London. In this also, you can see Mangala symbols, the mythical animals, aquatic animals at the bottom frame. What I mean to say is, it not only confined only to the constructional members of the stupa, but also on the Buddha Padas also, as we found not only in Amaravati, Nagarjuna Konda, then Fanigiri, at many other places. Now we are now looking at what we call a coping stone. It is called as Ushnisha. We all know that the outer railing of Amaravati Stupa or any other Mahastupa, it will have a railing. That railing is composed of three individual parts. One is the upright, and the in between there will be a roundel. Upright is called as Tabo, a roundel is called as Suchi, and on the top we call the coping stone as Ushnisha. And the Ushnisha part is decorated with mala vahakas, that is carrying garlands, and in between the what we call the design of the mala, that is the garland, you can see many number of figurines, both Buddhist and secular also. Then here at the right hand side, you can notice an eagle that is carrying again a mythical naga with 5 hoods. This is very interesting at such a around 1st century AD, and it continued even up to 3rd century AD also. Then some of the what we call is the local village life has also been captured and embedded on the coping stones. This is one such example from Amaravati Stupa, wherein the village pastoral, a man from the pastoral community of the Dhanyakataka area is actually driving the animals along with him to the fields, suppose. Then next to him is a winged animal. That is again, it comes under our hybrid thing. And the bottom, you have one more register. The very first one begins with crocodile, or we call it as makara. On either side, you find the makaras as if they are actually releasing out lines from either end. The aquatic animal makara, the what we call crocodile, is not crocodile. It is composed of many elements representing the crocodile, again the fish scales and fish tail, etc. This is again a new thing that has come for the first time in Amaravati School of Art. Next one, the same thing, you can also see a face totally different. The body looks like an animal, but the face is again one more bird ka ek face or animal ka ek face hai, and you can notice a wing to it. Wing, it is generally not found, but what happens is the Amaravati School of Art, the artists have enjoyed their own freedom to give what we call illusionary inner edges translated onto the stone. So this becomes a part of, again, the same thing, makaras, as if they are oozing out many such designs, creative designs, and at the bottom you can see the close-up of such a mythical animal from Amaravati coping stone. Yes, at the Amaravati, we also found a mythical animal, not animal, a mythical being. We can call it as a mythical being which looks like a dwarf or a kubja gana, as if it is oozing out again a beautiful garland. Like that, what happens is physically we cannot find such such beings on the earth. So this also comes under what we call these things. Yes, in almost all Andhra Pradesh at Jagaipeta, we can find the actually the maidens standing on. Sometimes some people have identified it as not Ganga, but some these things, extra Ikshini figures. These two are standing on again mythical figures. The animal looks like a horse, but with a fish end, as I have mentioned in my introductory remarks. On the top of the what we call the pillar, this is at the bottom, and on the top of the pillar also, you can see winged lions and winged elephants. This is also a very interesting thing that comes across from, and these are dated to 1st century BC. Next, we now move to Kanaganahalli, a very important this thing. Sometimes it is also mentioned as Sthapathy, but you all know that where Asoka, what we call Asoka's image with his retinue is label inscription is mentioned there, and this stupa is very interesting thing with a huge number of sculptural panels depicted with portraits of not only Maurya Asoka, then followed by the Shatakarni and Shatavahana kings with labels, then Jataka panels. Many number of such things are there, where exactly in Karnataka, in that entire Sanathi area, the local idioms also went into making these things. and Kanaganahalli is also not exception. This also comes under early Buddhist art of the southern Deccan. So you can notice parallels what have been explained at Amaravati Dhanyakataka. Then again, similar ones you can also see at in the most of the western rock cut caves also. This is not new, but what happens is similar idioms or similar winged animals with typical character features are also employed by the artists of Kanaganahalli. Next, yes, some of the drawings that we come across at Kanaganahalli is, you can notice the Makara on the top, again an elephant at the bottom D, and E is actually a lion or an another animal. So what we notice is the face part is okay to the animal, and the body is actually some what we call fusion element or a new body of a fish has been added to it. It is a quite common phenomenon in almost all the early Buddhist arts of Deccan. Yes, here also we can notice that similar features continued on the small friezes and some of the architectural members as we find notice, and this is actually taken from our O.C. Ganguly's Andhra art. Yes, these are again some of the other animals also you can find. Not only these things, and mythical animals which we really are not able to even identify, because that went into making that entire creation, creative art. He has mixed, mingled animals, birds, and varieties of all the three categories into one. These are also from Kanaganahalli. Yes, now I would like to introduce to the August audience that Phanigiri in Telangana is a very important Buddhist site, which represents the climax of Amaravati School of Buddhist Art. Climax of Buddhist art, wherein we find the many number of Buddhist symbols, then events of Siddhartha Gautama, then the Buddha images, the Buddhist acharyas, and many number of secular themes also. Apart from that, what we come to notice is that many number of architectural members, namely the Toranas, that is what we call the architraves. Architraves are also decorated with mythical animals. You now notice that there is a band in which the right side is depicted with what we call an elephant with the Makara type, and the other side you can notice that a line with again a Makara motif. Below, you can clearly see the same in another aspect. So this is from Phanigiri, dated to 2nd, 3rd centuries AD, and very much important sites to be seen by the people. Next. Now, we also have got what we call Chatra Eshti. You all know that Mahastupas are supposed to be decorated with Chatras, that is parasol, which symbolizes Siddhartha as or the Buddha as what we call Chakravartin, spiritual Chakravartin, then Dharmaraja are, and the chatra is carried by a shaft. That shaft is known as Eshti, Chatra Eshti. That Chatra Eshti is composed of a vertical shaft. That vertical shaft is inserted into a roundel, and that roundel, like what we call, we see that Phalika Padma in temple architecture. Below it, you will have a disc. We call it as a roundel. That roundel also decorated with many number of Buddhist symbols like Maha Bodhi tree, then lotus medallion, then you also have that Naga Muchulinda, many such things are there. Below it is another what we call an octagonal panel that represents the creative genius of the sculptor of Phanigiri, wherein many number of mythical animals which we don't come across in regular life have been created by what we call the imaginary skills of the sculptor. You kindly look at the two images. On two sides of the two images is that the Dampati Silpa, that is the couple, amorous couple, over and above the couple, you can notice that Makara is oozing out a goblin, and the Makara also has a fish tail. Yes, this is the very close-up of the same sculptural panel. You can now observe why I said the climax of Amravati School of Art is, it is what you call, sometimes represents the culmination of Amravati School of Art, as we notice at the last phase of the school at Nagarjuna Konda. So this is more or like contemporary to Nagarjuna Konda. It began in 1st century BC, continued during the Satavahana phase, and also continued during the Ikshvaku phase also. We have got Rudra Purusha Datta's 18th regnal year inscription from there, which really clearly attests that it was under the it received the patronage during the Ikshvaku phase. The last phase of Ikshvaku is around 310, between 310 and 20 AD. So this is a clear-cut example of a wonderful mythical and hybrid beings that are depicted on Buddhist architraves. Yes, now we can also see here one horse is there. That horse, particularly, this is from again Amaravati. Horse is again shown with wings. So some people say that the mythological aspects of both Greco-Roman impact might be there, but we cannot cite as an example. But independently, our artist could also have been imagined in such a way as that occurred in Rome also. But there is again what we call a Roman trade is also there. There might be some influence. We cannot rule it out at this juncture unless until we attest through proper research done on either sides. Yes, this is from Telangana. This is again a otter, or we can call it as an eagle in a different form with its human face. Is that some human elements are also seen in its face. The wings are very clear, and the bird itself is clear, but with some mythical elements in it. Coming to Kanaganhalli, we also have in the what we call in the panels, as now I am showing, two figurines are there, wherein these figurines have that yes, here as the cursor is moving now, you can see these two figurines represent that some of the figurines of the Egyptian pyramids, as we find. The faces are totally different. The human bodies and faces with animals. This is very, very interesting. And in this panel, you also find some mythical animal on the capital of the pillar. Yes, here some Bharavahakas. Bharavahaka Yakka is also there. Bharavahaka Yakshas. This is again from Kanaganhalli. We also have similar example. The first frame with a small niche is from Kanaganhalli. But similar we have got from Dhulikatta in Telangana. As it is, we have got. What I mean to say is, in early Buddhist art, most of the sculptors might have followed a type design or a style sheet, like how we follow to write or to adapt the style sheet for a reputed journal. Similarly, there might be a stencil. That stencil might have been shared among all other schools, contemporary schools, not only in Gandhara, in Mathura or Amaravati. So what I mean to say here is that the mythical animals, you can see now, this is again from Panigiri. Similar attitude, similar posture we find from a register that was used to decorate the Vihara at Nagarjunakonda. Same thing is found. Then one maiden is actually standing on a makara. That makara is none other than Jalebha bolte na, that is the front portion looks like an elephant, and on this side it is a lion. So yes, to conclude that it is in the early Buddhist art of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Karnataka that the element of infusing mythical or hybrid beings for the first time depicted on Buddhist panels and architectural members of the stupas, chaityas and viharas. So this is my very brief presentation, and it was in a later day. After that, they have taken the Puranic depictions, etc., and they went on elaborating the expressions in different connotations as we come to historical, structural, or cave architecture from the Pallavas, Badami Chalukyas, and even the Gupta phase in central India. Thank you so much.